And now we welcome you back to Great Day TV. Talking about mums. You think there's only one kind of mum? Shannon Cagle, our weekend gardener, has more. And also we have Steve Sweitzer. We're going up into space and going back in time. What happened then? And then a heartfelt tribute to Jane Goodall, the wonderful, wonderful woman who loved animals. So stay with us for that and more coming up on Great Day TV. Weekend gardener Shannon Cagle is back with us talking about mums because it's that time of the year, and also a lady who got a wonderful award for gardening. Shannon.
Patty, we're here today with our friend Joellen Meyers Sharp, the Hoosier Gardener, to get some clarification once and for all. Joellen, it is mum season. What is the difference between a decorative mum and a hardy mum?
Well, the biggest difference is the time you buy them, because the decorative mums, like this one here, are in all the garden centers now, ready to go, where people put them in their pots or they put them in the ground. And hardy mums, also known as Korean mums, are sold usually in the spring and planted in the spring. So they're what they call a true perennial, where this one is supposed to be perennial and there are things we can do to have it come back, but it's really bred to be pretty this time of year.
And then
that's its job.
And then you can say goodbye to it. No harm, no foul.
It's like an annual. You can think about it as an annual.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just to add some nice color to your fall garden.
Yeah.
But we have other colorful things that we can add to the garden.
We do. People sometimes are, get mummed out, and
I'm one of them.
And so people look for other things to do, and this is an aster that's essentially bred the same way to be sort of decorative now, as opposed to the hardy asters that we would plant in spring and enjoy this time of year. And then these are ornamental cabbages, and they come in different colors. This is considered white, and that's considered red. And they don't get very big, but they're really great for fillers in pots or to line a bed, with these as the edge.
And these will hold on into the cooler temperatures.
Yeah, they really do.
Great.
All of this stuff is really pretty good about that.
Now, I would like to talk about these.
Yeah, these
are so cute.
I know. And this one you can see here how it's changing color a little bit already. This is just an ornamental pepper. They aren't winter hardy here. And the colder it gets, the more the color changes on it. And so again, it's just sort of a filler for a pot.
This one looks like it's been watercolor painted just a little bit.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And so a lot of times people want to do a container, with their mums or anything. And these sometimes can be a little big for pots or window boxes.
Sure.
And so you want to look for these smaller pots like this, which are easy to just stuff right in there.
Right.
Yeah.
A little close-up interest, and they are super cute.
They
so
are,
it's hard to
and
go
they're
wrong.
the same type of plant as this one is.
Right.
It's just in a smaller
format.
pot. Yeah.
So, there's a little something for everybody depending on what you're looking for. And I would like to point out that you are a container queen. You will actually help people do their
I do help them do their pots. We're getting ready to do fall pots.
And then on into the holidays, because
we do winter pots.
If you've got nice pot containers around your house, then you might as well be able to put something really cool in them.
Yeah, I agree.
So people would reach out to you. They can find you on your website, right?
They can, HoosierGardener.com.
Which we always like to remind people about. And finally, Joellen, the Great Day TV team would like to congratulate you on your induction into the Garden Communicator International Hall of Fame.
How sweet.
Because you're always in the Great Day TV Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, that's really nice. That's really sweet. I like that. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for everything you bring to us.
You're welcome.
It's little, but it's given with great emotion.
Yeah, that's sweet. Tell Patty I said hi, that I thank her for this.
Absolutely.
See, I'm a winner.
You are a winner, and she's right here with us. I'm Shannon Cagle, the Weekend Gardener on Great Day TV.
In Indiana, I can catch a wave.
In Indiana, day night rocks.
In Indiana, I'm not the only dinosaur.
In Indiana, it's anything but ordinary. Plan your visit at inindiana.com/summer.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings with over $600 in digital coupons each week, plus up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I'm Phil Shoemaker, Prime Plumbing and Drains.
Providing top-tier service, whether a stinky mess, water leaks, or other pesky plumbing problems in an ethical manner with straightforward principles.
Where a good flush beats a full house.
Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. Family owned and operated. Several convenient locations. Dine in or carry out. And we can make any order just for you. Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. It's a great catch.
Be proud of what you do. Hi, I'm Quinn Buckner. Do you know how exciting and rewarding a career in senior care is? ASC offers so many options. Choose a career that offers growth and advancement. Work for a company known for quality and excellence. We are one ASC. Join our winning team.
Boy, I tell you, this really hit me, as it probably did you too if you're a pet lover, a dog lover, a chimp lover. Jane Goodall passed, and she was a wonderful activist for animals. She passed at the age of 91 recently. Ken Owen met her. Here he is. Take a look at Ken with Jane, so you can see that, you know, they were, oh, look at that.
That's the student news conference, and I'm sitting there moderating, but Jane was just delightful. And she's one of those people, when she looked you in the eye, and she looked everybody in the eye, it was an authentic connection. There was nothing inauthentic about her, and she listened.
Let's take a look at the video now that Ken got her into DePaul. So here's Jane Goodall.
Hello, this is me. Every single one of us makes an impact on this planet every single day, and we have a choice as to what kind of impact we're going to make. It became obvious that the chimpanzees were far more like us than we'd thought before. Indeed, if I look back over the 54 years that we've been working at Gombe, if I think about the other information that's been gathered as people study chimpanzees in other parts of Africa, and what we've learned from studies in captive situations, the thing that really strikes one is how like us they are. We can never put the world back the way it was, at least not in our lifetimes. But that doesn't mean that we can't make a very major difference and slow down global warming and climate change and learn to adapt and put right some of the wrongs. Of course we can do that. Of course it's not too late.
And I wanted to bring Harry in today because even though she loved chimpanzees, she said her favorite animal was
a dog.
A dog?
The dogs.
Really?
Because they were so loyal, and yeah, it's wonderful. Also, I want to say, for Ken Owen, we go back a little ways too. We got a picture of us.
Look at you two. You guys are so cute. Look at that.
Somebody dropped me into a vat of acid.
Like your hair, and Patty, look at that cute hairdo.
Well,
That was 1989. Almost
1989.
Exactly the
Wow.
year in 1989.
And I was 12 and you were 11.
Maybe 12.
I'm sitting next to some great people right here.
you're right.
I'm really so thrilled to be with you.
thank
You
you,
guys
Stacey.
have so much to offer this Indianapolis area.
Can I throw one more thing in? Sharon
Absolutely.
Oven last night at dinner reminded me that she and Tim got a book signed by Jane Goodall, and the inscription was, "Maybe together we can change the world," which I think sums the whole thing up.
When I realized I couldn't hear on the phone anymore, I said, that's it. I won't let hearing loss slow me down. That's when I got a CapTel caption telephone. With my CapTel phone, I hear what I can and read what I miss. Now when the phone rings or I want to make a call, I don't hesitate to pick it up. It's just like using any other phone. Plus, I can read what my caller says.
Visit Relay Indiana to see if you qualify for a phone at no cost to you.
I'm Phil Shoemaker, Prime Plumbing and Drains.
Providing top-tier service, whether a stinky mess, water leaks, or other pesky plumbing problems in an ethical manner with straightforward principles.
Where a good flush beats a full house.
Your hearing is part of your overall health care. Whisper Hearing Centers. Professional audiologists, highly trained and experienced in testing, diagnosis, and treatment of your hearing loss. And the latest technological advances in hearing care. Yes, it's possible to get a hearing aid online or at a box store. But a Whisper Hearing Center audiologist takes the time to test you thoroughly, answer questions, and find a hearing solution that fits your needs, lifestyle, and your budget. Whisper Hearing Centers.
Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. Family owned and operated. Several convenient locations. Dine in or carry out. And we can make any order just for you. Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. It's a great catch.
In Indiana, I can catch a wave.
In Indiana, date night rocks.
In Indiana, I'm not the only dinosaur.
In Indiana, it's anything but ordinary. Plan your visit at inindiana.com/summer.
Now on Great Day TV, it is my honor and my pleasure to let you see Dave Arland, Executive Director for IBA. What does IBA stand for?
Well, the IBA is the Indiana Broadcasters Association, and that is a trade association of all of the TV and radio stations in Indiana. There's more than 260 of them, believe it or not.
Not just Indianapolis, this is all of Indiana.
The whole state. So we've got about 30 television stations across the whole of the Hoosier state, and then about 230 radio stations, all the AM stations, all the FM stations.
And the IBA then honors for the Hall of Fame those that are nominated and then selected to be applauded, right?
Exactly, and actually it's our pioneers, of which you are a member. Our pioneers.
I won.
You won. Well, I was going to say that. You're in the Hall of Fame, so
a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's good to be in your good graces, Patty. The Hall of Fame is something that was started many years ago, and there's over 200 Indiana broadcasters who have been recognized. Wow. We're a statewide organization. Yeah. So we had Bob Freeman, who's a journalist down in Evansville. We had Doc West, a rock and roll DJ up in Fort Wayne. And then some other names that are familiar. Marilyn Schultz, who has passed. She was at Channel 8 and Channel 13. And then Sandra Chapman.
Wow.
She is the queen of the BMV.
Oh, Sandra Chapman, who worked at Channel 8 for many, many years. And it's good to see her honored, and now she's, into movies. And I was pleased to be a part of this and to help to nominate her as well. So Sandra Chapman, we applaud you. And let's take a look at her life.
Absolutely. Let's have a look.
Growing up in Fort Wayne with 3 older brothers, Sandra Chapman had strong family connections and was especially intrigued by her father, observing how he avidly consumed the news. With great interest, she watched Wednesday's Child, uplifting TV reports about hard-to-place adoptable children. Early on, she saw how journalism could make an impact. By the time she came to Wish TV in Indianapolis, Sandra had nearly a decade under her belt at WICD in Champaign, Illinois. She quickly earned a spot on the Wish investigative team, and during her 10 years at Channel 8, her I-Team reports impacted legislation such as Zachary's Law, which now mandates adding photos and addresses to sex offender registries. It was also during her tenure at Wish that she reported on the 1998 murder of her own father. Prince Chapman was beloved in the Fort Wayne community as a coach and encouraging community figure, yet he was gunned down by a youngster. Sandra wanted to understand why. She spoke with the 12-year-old shooter's father, and she explored the state of the youth prison system in Indiana and Michigan. She said by far the hardest interview was with her mother. But Sandra still produced a serious 3-part series on youth violence, reporting with dignity and depth. At Wish and later at WTHR, her investigative reports made a real difference. She became known as the BMV Queen for exposing corruption at Indiana driver's license branches. Her reports helped expand military family funding through license plate fee structures, and her stories about childhood cancer helped build support for federal EPA guidelines for cancer cluster cleanup. Her reporting about the 1968 unsolved murder of Carol Jenkins in Martinsville led to a break in the decades-long racially motivated cold case. According to the lead prosecutor, witnesses came forward to name a suspect after seeing Sandra's investigative reports. After nearly 35 years in broadcasting, almost 25 doing investigative work, Sandra left WTHR to pursue a graduate certification in strategic communication from Butler University and to study at Sundance Film Festival. Both were key steps towards establishing Prince Media Group as a media content and production company. She won a Telly Award for her first documentary, expanding upon her earlier Carol Jenkins reporting and subsequent book, The Girl in the Yellow Scarf. Her broadcast work has earned her multiple journalism and broadcast excellence awards. It was during her reporting about rookie cops in those days in Champaign that she met Randy Taylor, a member of the police force. They married in 1989. Together, they have 3 children, Austin, Quinton, and Nia. Randy became Indianapolis Chief of Police in 2020. Sandra is not only committed to broadcast excellence, but to community service as an active member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Rise Church, and Northeasterners Incorporated. Come check out on the south side of Indy Big Dog Flooring's annual fall sale, featuring 30 cents a square foot off all waterproof flooring, along with 10% off all carpet styles. And yes, we install all products from our showroom, whether it's residential or commercial. So come in for great savings during our annual fall sale going on now until the end of November. Big Dog Flooring, a home's best friend.
I'm Phil Shoemaker, Prime Plumbing and Drains.
Providing top-tier service, whether a stinky mess, water leaks, or other pesky plumbing problems in an ethical manner with straightforward principles.
Where a good flush beats a full house.
Radio and TV stations throughout Indiana are now hiring, and a statewide broadcasting career fair is coming up on Tuesday, October 28th in Indianapolis. Stations are filling jobs for journalists, sales teams, promotions, engineering, IT, and production. Make an impact that can be felt throughout your community. Your broadcast career starts here at the Broadcasting Career Fair. Get details and register now at indianabroadcasters.org.
Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. Family owned and operated. Several convenient locations. Dine in or carry out. And we can make any order just for you. Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. It's a great catch.
Make a difference in the lives of others. Hi, I'm Quinn Buckner. Do you know how exciting and rewarding a career in senior care is? ASC offers so many options. Your work is seen and your voice is heard. Join a team that does it the right way for the right reasons. We are one ASC. Join our winning team.
Steve Sweitzer, who does a wonderful job, is going to tell us about a book that emphasizes what happened going way back into the 1960s and up in space.
When I was asked to review Andy Saunders' new book, Gemini and Mercury Remastered, I was prepared to see some stunning pictures of the 60s when those two space programs sent the first Americans into space.
Only 3 weeks after that very first flight, they had 15 minutes experience of space flight, and Kennedy made that extraordinary commitment to land a man on the moon by the end of the decade. Now, 8 years later, that was achieved. You know, absolutely incredible.
What I wasn't prepared for in Andy's book was the amazing stories of fearless courage that accompanied the pictures.
So there's an image of John Glenn. So not long before re-entry, he was told his heat shield may have come loose.
NASA had installed a film camera to record the astronauts. And by painstakingly digitally enhancing that film, Andy is able to show us the instant John Glenn stared down the likelihood of burning up upon re-entry.
And we've got this image now of this orange glow and John Glenn. Can you see the pores in his skin? I mean, it's so detailed. Just holding steadfast, not knowing if he's about to burn up. And it's just a portrait of courage, really, and just a reminder of the ingenuity and the bravery it took to send people above Earth for the first time.
That picture is from 5,000 images taken during the Mercury and Gemini missions. When NASA released the film, Andy describes the moment.
The holy grail of film became available because this original film that was actually in the cameras that had been locked in this frozen vault in Houston for half a century finally made it out and was digitally scanned. So with access to those originals, applying some digital processing and some time and effort, suddenly we can see these amazing moments in history.
And in a day when people are turning to AI for almost everything,
these images are too important to apply AI to, I believe. So I haven't used any AI. It's more just a case of just peeling back the layers of aging and degradation and noise to reveal what was always inherent in this film.
The book chronicles a period of stunning advancement in our understanding of space travel.
How do we go from having the first view of the curvature of Earth on Alan Shepard's mission in 1961 to then being able to walk on the moon just over 8 years later? This extraordinary process of achieving that in such a short time scale. And that's really what this book is all about.
And Steve Sweitzer, we'll have more with him about space programs, so stay with us.
Hi, Maria. What's up?
Hi, I'm just calling to say hello. How are you?
Great. It's so good to hear your voice.
Staying connected has never been easier for people with hearing loss. Now you can read captions of everything your caller says with CapTel Caption Telephone.
Did you hear that Ed finally proposed to Anna?
People with hearing loss can enjoy the same ease, speed, and confidence as telephone callers everywhere. Learn more about this service at RelayIndiana.com.
I'm your realtor, Tony Osler, and I love helping people on the move.
And Tony is my guy. The Osler Group with Remax Centerstone combines vast knowledge, many years of experience in order to help you.
Call me about your next move.
And Tony is great.
Your hearing is part of your overall health care. Whisper Hearing Centers. Professional audiologists, highly trained and experienced in testing, diagnosis, and treatment of your hearing loss. And the latest technological advances in hearing care. Yes, it's possible to get a hearing aid online or at a box store. But a Whisper Hearing Center audiologist takes the time to test you thoroughly, answer questions, and find a hearing solution that fits your needs, lifestyle, and your budget. Whisper Hearing Centers.
Gourmet cuisine, breathtaking views, and a vibrant space to connect and enjoy. Skyline Club Indy, 36 stories high above downtown Indianapolis. Join the club today and enjoy an elevated experience. Take part in a full schedule of events and special gatherings. Skyline Club Indy, a place to celebrate.
Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. Family owned and operated. Several convenient locations. Dine in or carry out. And we can make any order just for you. Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. It's a great catch.
Steve Sweitzer is back with this space odyssey and what we need to know going back in time. Things we never knew before.
During my career, I've covered stories of fellow Hoosier Gus Grissom and the story of the embarrassing sinking of his Liberty Bell 7 capsule, and with it, the film from his trip.
But Gus Grissom also almost drowned, so it was a big embarrassment for NASA at the time. But within some quarters, people suspected Gus was, panicked and purposely blew the hatch because he panicked.
It wasn't generally known that John Reinhardt, the co-pilot of the recovery helicopter, claimed that he'd caused the hatch to blow.
He always said that as he went to clip the antenna, there was an electrostatic arc that automatically set off these pyrotechnic squibs in his cutter, and he said that the hatch blew at the same time.
Andy zoomed in on the picture of the helicopter at the exact moment the hatch blew.
And lo and behold, there is John Reinhardt pointing the cutter precisely where we know the antenna was cut, at the moment the hatch blew.
Not all the stories in the book are that serious, like the time astronauts thought they discovered a new constellation.
Genuinely, I think one of the most beautiful photographs in the book is you see this glow of Earth atmosphere at the bottom of the shot, and then what looks like thousands of bright stars. So when they got back to Earth and they were looking at these images, one of NASA's astronomers, they were doing a debrief for the astronauts, and they said to Wally Shearer, they said, "Oh, Wally, which constellation is this?" And he said, "Oh, well, that's the constellation Urine," because they were not stars. In fact, it was frozen urine.
Apparently, when astronauts dumped their urine, it instantly froze into thousands of perfect spheres. I wish there were time to share more of the stories that Andy has painstakingly reconstructed with both pictures and actual transcripts of the radio communications. As he says,
and just a reminder of, the ingenuity and the bravery it took to achieve what was achieved back in the 1960s.
The book is called Gemini and Mercury Remastered. I highly recommend it, especially if you're looking for a unique gift for the holidays. For Great Day TV, I'm Steve Sweitzer.
And now, we thank you for joining us, Great Day TV. Go to greatdaytv.com and you can see more. And we'll be back with more. There's always more. So take care and have a wonderful, great day.